You Big IV, Big Four by the people for the people. And this is the For the Only channel. Like, share, and subscribe, and that notification bell so you can stay tapped in as well. It's not a game, it's not a test, it's the real thing. And oh, hold on. So I'm just in and out. Came here real quick. Let's say I see these little views is going up on these little videos and everything, and these are, as you may know, some of you pay attention, some of you may not. These are old videos. These is videos that's from, like, YouTube don't count months and days, so they'll just say 1 year. But these videos that you seeing that's coming out is probably closer to 2 years. Some of them may be closer to 3 years. I'm just putting them out. I'm thinking maybe it'll have an effect on my watch hours or whatever. I don't know if they do or not, so I'm unleashing them to find out. I know I got a lot of stuff, a lot of videos that's on private and stuff like that, but I just was looking through my managed videos section in YouTube Studio and realized that I had a lot of videos that's under membership. And I thought, because since I was off of since I was demonetized, that they was back to normal. I actually never thought about them at all, but I didn't know that they was still basically off limits because they are membership videos. So I said, okay, let me bring them back public. So I just put them public since I'm demonetized right now. Don't know what YouTube got going on, but everybody complaining, everybody, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I took them off I put them off membership status and put them back to private. A few of them, I still got some more to do. I just didn't feel like going through a whole big heap of them. So you'll probably see more stuff popping up. You want to watch it, you can watch it. You don't. Some of those is classics to certain people, you know what I'm saying? And some of it will be new, but understand these are old videos. A lot of these things was having to do with certain circumstances and things and drama that was going on at the time within the sector. That's what they there for. So it's old stuff. I ain't jump out here and just start, get into it with somebody. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff is stuff that's like a couple years old. You know what I'm saying? Some maybe more than that. Expanding the span and the scope of my tenure here on these YouTube streets. Yep. So that's what that is. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. That's going to see this. Appreciate everybody that's been falling through and supporting these past few years. Like I said, because of certain circumstances that's been going on here that I can't explain, that occurred on both channels at the same time, but such is typical for these type of things that happen on this app. I mean, on this platform. And if you go to my community wall, I posted a video about it. Go to my community wall. I shared a video about it. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not into working for nothing. I ain't gonna be working for nothing. It was one thing when I was working for nothing and I just had this channel. I don't working for nothing on the other channel. You know what I'm saying? Too. So it's like a double for nothing. So I'm like, you know what? Let me fall back a little bit while I see what's going on and survey the land and see how everybody. But right now I still see everybody complaining a little something. You know what I'm saying? People that I know that got a prolific output as far as posting. I'm seeing them not post as much too. So it's like, whatever is going on, when it subsides or we get some relief, we will turn it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But for right now, I'm just taking my time and watching everything. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? It's also giving me some time to start going through and reminiscing with this old content. So that's why you got the short with the pause, super pause, with Dread Marley. So I've been going through, fishing through, finding some funny moments, and I'll be posting them in the short section, remixing them and everything like that. And that'll be how I'll, keep posting, keep my post output, like, you know what I'm saying? So I won't just not be doing nothing. But until I figure out what's going on with these channels, I don't know. I'm like everybody else. I'm chilling. I'm cooling. Other than that, hey, Saturday morning, just relaxing, chilling. Hope everybody had a good holidays, man. Happy Thanksgiving, even though that's past. Happy belated Christmas, even though we just had that. We got the New Year coming up, and may it be one that's prosperous for you and everything else financially. Wishing you great health and everything else in the new year. You feel me? Hopefully this and it is hopefully this my last year in New Jersey. Hopefully I'm aiming for to touch down somewhere else in January. If not, it'd be a few months later. But this definitely probably my last full year here. But you know how we is though. You know how we is about that coin. So who knows if the right coin and the right money get talked about. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But as of right now, this probably about to be 2026, my last full year here. I've been saying that for a while now. And it'll be here in no time. You see how fast this year just went by. So hopefully if everything get done, everything go my way, I'll be touching down somewhere by the time the ball drop. Feel me? 2027. By the time that ball drop, I'll be somewhere else. Yeah, sure will. So yeah, watch out, man. Look out, I'm gonna post some more. Look out and be posting shorts and stuff in the meantime while we waiting out this YouTube recession, whatever these folks got going on with these views. You know what I'm saying? We posted some shorts or whatever. I've been dealing with the same thing on the Chef Food channel, so we gonna get back to posting on both of them, but we reducing the workload. You know what I'm saying? That's another reason why I started doing the mukbangs and everything. We just gonna have to start working towards something different. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna spend time cook, even though the none of the stuff I cook is long or take long, but you know what I'm saying? And it ain't hard work, but you know what I'm saying? Still, like, if I can produce content, I'm about producing the content as quickly and as cheaply as I can. What up, Digital? I'm about producing the content as quickly and as cheaply as I can produce it. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. So if they want to play with views, that's fine and well, is their platform. But I'm gonna play with however much work I'm doing to produce the content. You know. Yeah. So I'm chilling. So instead of sitting cooking over a hot stove, we just gonna have to get these mukbangs. Food reviews and stuff of the things of this nature. But that ain't nothing new because I was doing that anyway with Black Diamond. Went to the barbecue spot, KFC. Yeah, I remember I was where else I went? Freddy's. I did a Freddy's one time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so we just gonna get back to that. That's easier. That way I don't feel like I'm losing nothing. I don't feel like they screwing me over because I ain't doing nothing but cutting on the camera. That's it, right? Digital Dre, what you been up to, man? OG Digital. My homie OG Digital. Yeah, man, it's a few things I've been meaning. I had been meaning to come on here and talk about a few things, man, that's going on. You know, one of the videos that I took off for the membership had to do with moderators. You know, every now and then we have to come talk about these moderators because these, man, this thing be crazy. These mods, these wrenches, everything like this stuff be crazy. A lot of drama and a lot of BS revolve around wrenches and mods. You know what I'm saying? So it was ironic that I've been thinking about that all this week. I've been seeing little issues when it comes to mods and wrenches, and I've been, man, it be people that be in people chats that be flat out begging for wrenches. I be seeing people in these chats, they be begging for wrenches. I'm like, why y'all begging for a wrench, bro? What do y'all think? And it gets me to thinking that you just want to sabotage someone's channel. Cause I don't get what people be begging for. I don't care about no wrench, bro. I don't care about no wrench. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. If I get one, I do. If I don't, I don't. You know what I'm saying? But I don't be begging for one and I'm not sweating it because I'm not trying to do nothing malicious with it. The whole thing is to control and make sure it ain't complete and utter chaos going on within the chat. And when I got one, I use it for that purpose, unless the person wants otherwise. Some people don't really want they chats touched, but they'll give you a wrench. I became like that after a while because I realized, hey, these trolls, and I don't want no kids in, but these trolls and everything, they ain't doing nothing but contributing to your watch hours and your views and everything else. You know what I'm saying? So as long as they ain't doing nothing super crazy, and if they get too crazy, I don't allow no bashing of uh JEW people, you know what I'm saying, or rainbow people and all, because they'll try to shut your whole damn everything down. So I don't do that, and a lot of things, and a lot of times because of the nature of how things have been in this sector, where people steal people's identity and go in people chats and impersonate them and things like that. I give out wrenches just so I'll know who the real people is in my sector or in the sectors that I'm involved in. It means nothing. It is not a status symbol. It doesn't make you important. You damn sure ain't getting paid. Well, you know what I'm saying? Because of it and everything else. So it's like people need to really chill and calm down. People need to really chill and calm down. Yeah. So anybody who I've told you verbally, and if you anybody on my channel that's meant something or been a key piece or a key part, we got one in the chat. OG Digital been here since day one, holding it down. You know what I'm saying? Looking out. So he know, and I've told him that. So I don't think a wrench mean more than me telling him that in person. A wrench don't mean shit. It's just a wrench. you know. Yeah, let me find out these motherfuckers were worth some money. You feel me? But anyway, Digital Dre. Now this is what since I'm up here, I might as well talk about some of the things I had been meaning to come on here and talk about. We gonna get back to that topic. But Mr. Louisiana, what's up? Uh One thing that happened during this time was this Nas album. Um and I remember Napoleon had asked me, say, hey, you gonna talk about the Nas album and all this and that. What up, Haitian? Oh, okay. I didn't see y'all here. But so I was gonna come on here and talk about it, but I never talked about it. But I had an opportunity to hear the album, and after hearing other people do reviews and talk about it as well, and hearing it myself, and I'm gonna say this right here. One thing that I heard about it that turned out to be true, but it really, it didn't. I didn't have to hear it because this is my process anyway. When it comes to listening to music, I tell y'all a lot of times I don't never just listen to something once. I always listen to it uh multiple times. I don't feel like you can really absorb and judge an album off of one listen. I feel like you gotta I might listen to it the first time and I'm like, let me a lot of times when I first listen to something, it depends on the environment I'm in. If I'm on the move, I might be listening just for overall sound, the way the beats sound, instrumentation, things like that. If I'm on the move, if I'm at home and I'm just like chilling and I'm laying down, I'm like, let me listen to some music on my way to sleep, or just if I really sit down, like let me dissect this album. That's when I'm in a more calm, relaxed environment. And that at that point I'm checking for lyrics. I'm checking for skill level, how you put your words together, it beats everything. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this. We got two heralded, held the two people, musicians held in a very high regard in the hip hop space and everything like that. Um, Nas has always had the type of career that's it's kind of been unfair to a certain extent because his first album was so hard. He was always held to an unrealistic standard, and people felt like everything he put out had to be that album. A lot of times, when your first album is that good, you're going to forever be judged by. That's what I think 50 has suffered from. That's what I think. Nothing you put out is good enough for the people. So when we take that into account, we gotta we got to take that into account because the other highest regarded albums in his catalog has been what was the second album? It Was Written, and then you had Still Mad at Godson, things like that. As good as those albums were, um Stillmatic probably was the most successful, uh and It Was Written, as good as they were, uh still it, people, the general consensus, it ain't better than Illmatic. They always got to give you that. Who cares if it's not better than Illmatic? So he gonna always face that. So this is no different. He faces that here. They still bring up Illmatic when hearing this. So that's one thing. Now it was off-putting. I sort of expected a little bit of traditionalist, you know what I'm saying? It's sort of a traditional sound, a boom bap sound, because it's Premiere. So I expected to kind of hear that when I heard the album. Nas did not disappoint me whatsoever lyrically. He never has. Even his most, we would probably agree that his most critically panned album was, what you call it, Nostradamus. And even then he doesn't lyrically disappoint. So it wasn't him. Uh I did I'm gonna go ahead and give you the end first. Okay, as a result, yes, this album does grow on you. It sounds better every time you listen to it. It sounded better the second time I listened to it, way better. And then last time I listened to half of it for a third time and it sounds better. So it's the kind of thing that's going to throw you off. I remember Core Mega first album being like that to me, like not really liking the production. And then every time I hear it, I'm like, yo, this is kind of hard. And like, oh, okay. So it's one of them type of albums that grow on you. Every album don't just resonate with you right away. That's why I don't agree with listening to something just once to begin with. So this is one of those things. If you only heard this once, I really don't want to talk with you about what you think about it. This one of them ones you got to sit with. I'm a hip hop head. I'm a music head in general, and I know some pieces of work you got to sit with them. So if you can't sit with this piece here, and you need to hear the beat you want to hear so bad to where it's stopping you from sitting and dissecting this album, we can't talk about it. But other than that, he checked all boxes in terms of his lyrical ability. You can't have any gripes with this album unless it's with DJ Premier. Nas, he got a song for women in hip hop, which I was delighted to hear him mention Heather B, repping Jersey, and Jean Grey and things like that. He had a song for graffiti people graffiti art. He had everything. He checked all the boxes on here. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't probably no commercial hits, but that was about it. You know, um, But yeah, he checked all boxes. Premiere production was sort of boom bap, but it still was kind of scaled back in a boom bap sense to me. He had the scratches, the melody choruses, things like that, all the typical Premiere bells and whistles, boom bap that made that era and made him famous in that era, and that a lot of people bit in that era. He had that, but it seemed a little bit more scaled back. But like I said, as I continue to listen to it, I like the beats better. But but still overall, and I'm gonna nail it with this, for as long as we heard about this album and this album was teased for years, Nas and DJ Premier, for who they both are in the game, um, through no fault of Nas on his own, this album, I like it. I feel like it's a dope album on a scale of 1 to 10. Nas and Premier light years, I would give it about, it has really grown on me. I'll give it about an 8. As time goes along, it's going to be something that's going to stand out in his catalog. It wasn't what I expected. Nonetheless, it's still for it to be Nas and Premier. Is it what I expected it to be? No. I can never expect it to be the best album in hip hop history. Some people may have expected that, but that's that's too big to expect. I never expected to be the biggest album in hip hop history, or the best album in hip hop history, but I definitely expected that it was going to be one of the best albums in hip hop history. And I didn't get that from it. I enjoy it, but I didn't get that from it. It still wasn't what I expected. So that's my take on it. But you know about his catalog and his discography. They trying to compare it to the Hit Boy albums. I don't think you can compare it to that. It's something that stands alone and is totally unique in his catalog. Go check it out. Only thing a song I want to focus on though is the New York State of Mind Part 3. New York, we all know about the world famous New York State of Mind. That I don't even need to talk about that. We know about that. Rappers are monkey flicking with the funky rhythm I be kicking. We know about that. So then I feel like an extremely New York State of Mind Part 2. That is extremely underrated, and that appeared on the I Am album. Super hard, but anyway, them New York State of Mind, they set a standard with those. He created a standard with those. I feel like if he had executed this one, it would have been like a thing. And the way he describes and details day-to-day struggle and living and the atmosphere, the fashion, the way you feel, the way you think, the things that go on, the way it really paints a clear picture. And when that is titled New York State of Mind, you get an understanding there. You know what I'm saying? There's an understanding that you get there. It feels like something you watching on TV. I hear this this feel like I'm watching New York Undercover, or when I hear New York State of Mind 1 and 2, it's like you getting the opening credits of a show and you see cops chasing a perpetrator through the streets, and this the soundtrack to the beginning of the show before it start, and like the cold open, we call it in communications, the opening credits. You know what I'm saying? So this one here is not that. It doesn't give you that same feel. I feel like that ruined the legacy. New York State of Mind, if you was going to name it that, it was supposed to top or be equally as good as the first two, and it didn't accomplish that, sadly. I don't feel like it's a dope song, but it probably could have benefited by just being called something else. It didn't have to be called New York State of Mind Part 3. That kind of killed it didn't kill it, because I'm still gonna rock them first two, but it kind of womp in comparison to the other two, but it's still hard. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my take on the Nas situation, since I ain't been around and I was asked to give my 2 cents on it. There you go. We saw the fight last week. Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. I was overjoyed to watch Jake Paul get his ass handed to him. I would argue, and I'm starting to get tired of these fights with them anyway, these big money fights, but I'm glad Anthony Joshua didn't throw it, because I truly believe that Iron Mike Tyson threw his fight against Jake Paul. Mike, like an animal, I felt like he wanted to tear Jake Paul apart. Like, they zoomed in on him several times during that fight, biting his gloves. I think he was trying to keep himself, to tame himself. I think he wanted to rip Jake apart, but he just couldn't do it. And I think that's why he was biting his gloves. I think they trying to legitimize these dudes and make money. So I think they probably like, look, this is an expedition, take it light on them, make them look legit, you know what I'm saying, and everything else. And we trying to do XYZ. Throwing fights is not uncommon in boxing, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Mike threw that fight. That was rigged. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't rigged here last week, though. This boy shouldn't have been in there to begin with. He shouldn't have been in there to begin with. He got in there with Joshua. Joshua had what they said, a 19-month layoff, a 15-month layoff, or whatever he had. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. And he played himself, man. He played himself. He did all that running. When you in that heavyweight thing, bro, like you got to know. Somebody must have told him he was a welterweight. Ain't no staying on your toes when you're a heavyweight. You too big for that. You will tire out. And that's what it was. He gassed himself. Probably about in the first 2 or 3 rounds, he was gassed. That's why he started doing all them antics and falling all over. He didn't have the energy. He ran. If you look at them first 2 rounds, he just looping the ring, looping, trying to avoid getting knocked out. First of all, there was an 8-round fight. He looping, doing everything he can to not take a fall, to not get dropped, not get knocked out. You feel what I'm saying? Tired himself out. Then that was it. That's just kind of the same thing happened with, Conor McGregor still fought. But I was about to say that's the same thing happened with, I ain't gonna do Conor like that. That's inaccurate. McGregor and Mayweather. But he got himself tired, too, though. But that was just natural, fatigue. He didn't have no business being in there with this dude. This dude was a lot larger than him, taller, and everything else. He did nothing. He got paid for nothing. I don't see nothing he did of note. He might have got a good punch in once. I think he did get a good punch or two in. That was it. That was an easy free payday for Jake Paul. But like them last two rounds, and I realized, okay, they're not gonna be able to. I personally don't feel like. I feel like they've been making boxing look crazy with these MMA dudes getting involved and with these little novelty fights and all this goofy, you know what I'm saying? They've been making boxing look bad. Like, man, it don't work like that. These type of dudes cannot get in the ring with boxers and really, you know what I'm saying, stand a chance. I think they're trying to do that or make it look that way for money. You know what I'm saying? So they can have, big money fights and big money paydays out there and everything like that. Man. Like, don't no MMA dude belong in a ring with a boxer, in my opinion. I still believe that to this day. It's that they're not of that caliber. They don't belong in there with a boxer. You know what I'm saying? That's not what you do. I really don't want to see a boxer in the ring with an MMA dude. In an MMA environment. You feel me? Over 2.5 easiest money I ever write. Right. If it's like that, man, they could put me in the ring with one of them now, and I just run around the ring if y'all want somebody to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had no reason in there, and I don't feel like he paid his dues or he really put in the work for that career, man. You know what I'm saying? he got in there, he got whooped on, and just at the last couple rounds, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't explain the feeling I felt. You know what I'm saying? When he started raining down on him with them hooks and that real my favorite punch of the fight besides that last punch that quite possibly was the one that broke his jaw was when Joshua caught him with a nice little stiff uppercut. I believe it was like a counter, like uppercutted the shit out of him. That right there is what really got his attention when he popped him with that uppercut. You know what I'm saying? Secret channel. Okay, what's up with it? Double tap on the screen, please. Hit the like button for me if you didn't do so already. That was my favorite punch of the fight, though. That uppercut. He uppercut him real nice. Because I was saying that the whole time, just the way Jake Paul was fighting. I was like, yo, uppercut this dude. When is he going to uppercut this dude? I feel like if Anthony Joshua would have been, because even when he was coming in, the way he was coming in was so stupid. I was like, yo, uppercut this dude. I can imagine that, you know, they had Lennox Lewis on commentary. That had to be Lennox Lewis. He would have been done, bro, because Lennox Lewis is a master. He's a master, uppercut master, bro, in my opinion. I'm like, man, I wish, because I was thinking while I was watching, I'm like, if this was Lennox Lewis, bro, dude would have been out of here. Out of here. You know what I'm saying? I seen so many uppercuts. So Jake Paul opens for so many uppercuts in that fight. Nothing is more satisfying than a good uppercut. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to boxing, to me, I don't see no punch as sad like a good, when an uppercut drop right, it ain't nothing like it. Fold a motherfucker. A good uppercut or a good, well-placed body shot. That's my favorite thing to see. A hook, okay, a hook is going on, but that's the basic. But a good uppercut, you know what I'm saying? A good hook to the body or something. The look on Joshua's face at it, right. Yeah, when he broke his jaw. Yeah, he was looking too stupid. You know, she ain't had no business being in there. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have no business being in there anyway. Yeah. So we can stop that now. Who he gonna fight now? So now they talking about Joshua and Fury. They've been talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Now that Fury, yeah, you know, and we got Bud retired. So, but I can't knock these dudes, man. As long as they keep throwing them in there, you know what I'm saying? Throwing them in there and paying. They said Joshua got 90-something million from that fight. 90-something million from that fight, but they about to eat like half of the money, so he getting like a little less than 50 for all from taxes from fighting in the United States. The United States gonna take a big chunk of that money, then the insurance costs, then England gonna take some money. You know what I'm saying? He about to end up with like 49, something like that. Like, you know, that's a nice chunk of that money gone, bro. I still wouldn't be mad though, because if you look at it, that's still crazy though. It's still crazy. I ain't gonna say I wouldn't be mad, but he really only fought 2 rounds because he really just walked him down until he got tired, let him get tired. You know what I'm saying? But still, bro, like, man, can I live? Like, you know, that's life-changing money. You get like 90-something million. Like the amount of fights that they give you to fight these Jake Paul, listen, 90-something million dollars, bro. Like, I can retire. You don't have to, if I had a fight for $90 million right now, I'm never working ever again. I'll never ever step foot in a job ever again. Never. I'm not touching no job. Never. You know what I'm saying? So now, on top of all your other career earnings, you make them, but now 40-something million. That's pushing it. That's pushing it, because with the way things looking now, like, you got to look at it like, if you ain't had nothing, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't come up rich and privileged, you got to expect, and anybody can say what they want to say, but you're going to have a little bit of fun with that money when you first get it. You're going to say, you know what? I always wanted this car. I got a little money. Just don't go crazy. But it's like, you know what? I am going to get me a Cadillac. I always wanted a Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? Or I am going to get me a Maserati. I always wanted a Maserati. So you going to at least get that. Then if mama and daddy still living, or mama or daddy, that's mama and daddy. They get in the house. Come on now. Then you get in the house. Then you gonna have the spoils of being, let's just say you're a rich man. So it's gonna be the spoils of being you know what I'm talking about, all the things that's gonna come with being a rich man. You know what I'm saying? You add that in effect, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so if you add that in effect, you're gonna be entertaining and have a little fun, and you can't look like shit while you do it. So you're gonna get you some nice threads probably, and you come from nothing. So when you look at it like that, give yourself a little bit of room to say, if you got a $49 million check like Anthony Joshua, you could pretty much piss away about 10 of them. And between your house, your parents' house, your playing around, all this and that. Now, okay, so now you got to budget that money. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what kind of properties and houses you got upkeep. You know what I'm saying? You might got security. You might got the what the landscaping bill is. People don't realize, you get a big house like that power bill go up. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about it, these type of things. When it ain't no money coming in, it's easy for money to go. Then you ever get a car or get something and then you start seeing it, you don't see it, and then you get it. You like, I really wasn't seeing this car. Now that I got it, I'm seeing it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, and then as soon as you get that car, you start seeing nice this and nice that. So you got to keep your head above water. Now you get out here and you get to having kids, and you get to tricking, and it's like, man, that money can be gone in no time. Trust me, that 40-something million, I would keep fighting if I had 49 million. Trust me. If I was him, I'll have me a couple more fights. Rod, what's up? Rodney B. Those Arabs throwing around crazy, right? Exactly. That's who. I like it in a sense though, but they ain't doing it how I want them to do. Like if you're gonna pay for, especially these older fighters, you're gonna pay for them to come out of retirement. Like they trying to get Clarissa Shields and Layla Ali and somebody. I don't know, man. I ain't, and I like Layla Ali, but I feel like she's scared of, she a little bit scared. She trying to act like she just above it and all this. She a little scared. She ain't, and I don't think she's scared because she just think Clarissa is superior to her. Cause she not, like, with her size and how she fought in them, you know what I'm saying? Like if you put her in her day, in her time against Clarissa now, Clarissa couldn't fuck. She would dominate Clarissa Shields. But I think her age make her, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna go throw back like that, I'm just like, look, man, she real old by now. And Wolf, I'm like, you can come at it, because trust me, that punch still there. You know what I'm saying? And Wolf hit hard. I said, can you get in shape for a fight? And if we gonna do this, y'all two get in there together. I don't want to see Clarissa and Layla. If I'm gonna pay two OGs to get in the, if I'm gonna pay an OG to get in the ring with a young buck. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just go ahead and put two OG. And Wolf, can you get it? You think you can get in shape for this fight? If you can, I got 50 million for both of y'all. Women's boxing, they ain't gonna get the price that men get. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't gonna get as many people ain't gonna order it. So but they got money to throw away. Them Arabs, they do it just cause. Like, look, I'm gonna get both of y'all 50 million. And Wolf, Layla Ali, damn near 50, and Wolf probably in her 50s. I'm like, look, you know what I'm saying? What? Y'all ain't never got 50 million for no fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure she'll do it. Look, what do you think you can get in fight enough shape to fight? Yeah. And I don't want to see no more Jake Paul. And this ain't no fur. They've been getting people to fight, but somebody, like I said, these Arabs and these Pauls, they sure can bring in some money. You know, so I don't know if it's a great white hype type of thing, but they can bring in some money. And I'm like, man, who I saw fight was that Larry Holmes? Who they had Larry Holmes fighting one time? Them motherfuckers looked like two, somebody else. That was it. Trevor Burbick. They had got old, or was it somebody? No, Trevor Burbick. Somebody. They had Larry Holmes, but they do them fights like that. That's what up, like Roy and Mike Tyson. And they ain't want to say no winner, but really and truly, Roy won that shit. He was doing a lot of holding though, but he won, you know. Yeah, that's crazy. So what else happened? Something I'm missing. Okay, Nas album, Jake Paul. They look like Larry Holmes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Um, Damn, it was something else I was meaning to talk about. Damn, it'll pop in my head. But what else going on? And then this man Diddy, still trying to get out of jail, bro. Still, he don't like no jail. I don't know if that's that habit, if that's that coke. That's that coke, bro. I'm like, bruh, you got 50. But truth be told, he shouldn't be doing all that time just for no prostitution. That's what they found him guilty of. You know what I'm saying? That man just put in a motion. He want immediate release. Did he motion it for stuff I didn't even know you can motion for? He wanted immediate release. He trying to get out of there now. I'm like, bro, just go ahead and do them. You ain't even gonna do the whole 50 months, did he? You got about a year, bro, or a little over a year. A scared bid. Just go ahead and knock it out, bro. I know they got some type of programs or whatever you could do in there to cut some time. Just go in there, just go ahead and knock it out, bro. I thought Trump was gonna let him out, but Trump really wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, bro, like go ahead and do that a little bit. Just go ahead and do that a little time, bro. Even if it was 50 months, bro. You already got a year in. Like, just go ahead and get that little time. Like, stop. You don't want to do that time, bro. You know that I think they said they added him a month. How you gonna add a month? What is a month? They added, he got caught in there with some hooch. So walked all smooth with some hooch. A truckload of Mississippi. He got caught with some Mississippi's finest in there. They said he made it with apples and Fanta, homebrew, prison liquor. You know what I'm saying? Just can't do right, bro. He know he ain't gonna do right neither. That's why he trying to get out of there. He is trying to go. You know what I'm saying? But oh yeah, that's what I was meaning to talk about. I knew it had something to do with him. That's why I went to him. Uh, I didn't get to talk about his documentary out there. I don't know who all saw it, but you know, I don't feel like it really opened my eye. I don't know where I missed. I didn't know that Biggie estate paid for his funeral. That he made them had them pay for it. He didn't want to. Felt like the bill was too high, or was gonna be too high for his funeral. I didn't know that. Most of that stuff. Okay, we had some other accusations. Let's start off with an accusation. We had a couple more accusations. One from the white girl that was in the singing group, and there was a girl that was in a group or something at the beginning. These are other accusations that I get of stuff that occurred years ago. Like I said, I don't run with nothing until I see proof of it. So I'm not gonna label him a R word or what I've seen from him is domestic abuse. Like that's criminal. So I will say he definitely a woman beater. Until I see the proof of this other stuff, I ain't got no proof of him unaliving nobody, so I ain't gonna label him that neither until I get the proof of that. But I was watching, so it was all stuff that has already been out there. So I saw it. They said the funeral stuff wasn't true. Oh, okay. We'll see because and oh, also it was a part of it where they were trying to allege that the bad boy. Now, it's ironic that this is just now coming out. A part of it felt like because this was pretty much they announced this like right before he went to trial that they were doing a documentary. So this pretty much has been put together, and I know that they shot it over the course. Like people went in there and shot they interviews within 2 hours. So this was shot in no time. This documentary came in no time. So they probably were shooting it while he was on trial or since he's been out of trial, which was in October. So it came together, and some of it kind of feels to me, and I think it mentions that it mentions his situation. It kind of feels to me that it was like, okay, let's dig up something else on him. Let's get some more because he got away or something like that. But they were saying, oh, he traveled out to the West Coast during the time when Tupac was unalive. They all got. And yeah, Erickson, yeah, that was crazy too. He always tried to steal people girls though. Cause it's a little rumor and innuendo around the Lauren London Nipsey thing that she was probably, cause she was best friends with Cassie, she probably was getting down like while she was with Nip or in the wake after he was gone. So but at the same time, but I mean, you can't. These people gonna do what they do, but they had all these Hertz rental receipts and all this. And how did they find this? They were alleged. Well, they showed. I don't know if it really was his receipts, but they were alleging that he got a whole bunch of people rental cars and they drove to California. Why did the whole staff of Bad Boy drive to California? Why did the whole staff of Bad Boy, why did they all get up and drive to Las Vegas to be in Las Vegas? They wasn't at the fight. How did they, why would they all drive over there just to be in the same town? If you were gonna put spend money to have someone over unalive, you're going to put yourself as far away as you can. So essentially, unless they're going to be in another country somewhere, they can't be nowhere better than New York City on the because you're on a whole nother coast. I don't believe that. So it's a lot of things that just don't make no sense. And I feel like, okay, they just trying to really stick a fork in him at this point. Yeah, Drake, yep. Yep, and Suge Knight. Suge Knight, they say, was like that too. So, I think one of Puffy baby mamas or one of Puffy chicks Suge Knight used to have. And vice versa. I think they or should or one of them Pac used to mess with, or Pac. I think Tupac and they all was doing that. That was a thing they was doing to each other back then. I think Suge and Puffy. Suge got pictures with Puffy's son, and all them. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing they was doing back then, and that's playing with fire. When you get to playing around people's kids and taking pictures. So, right. So anyway, that was that. So I saw that. But my biggest thing is they had 50 as an executive producer. Like they said, a good portion of this was footage, which everybody thinks now the footage was sold to 50. He was taping himself, and I think that was the catalyst for the documentary. I think they got it and they saw some things in it that make him look bad, that they felt like, and they was like, okay, let's put this. It was like a smear campaign, because a lot of that stuff that it spoke about, everyone knows that. Everyone knows about the Shine thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they talking about the woman said Shine didn't shoot her. Shine said he didn't do it. Mark Curry was there. He just did the interview and said that Shine was shoot. So it's too many different stories that conflict each other. But we know about Club New York. We know about the Steve Stout incident. We know about the basketball game. We know about all this stuff. So the point is to try to turn the public who may not know who he is against him. So it was all a smear campaign and making all these allegations, which I'm sure he probably going to try to sue them if he can prove otherwise. You know, he probably going to try to put it in court at some point. But I don't know why, but as I'm starting to get older, I'm really starting to dislike 50. If he wrong, whatever this man did wrong, he did wrong. Let them people handle him. Let these courts handle him. Let God handle him. You know, you doing all this over that female because you mad because he had your baby mama. You doing all this. That's the, here you go again, taking somebody's girl though. You doing all this because of that female. And that's what's so wrong about it. It ain't about, oh, people are, oh, so you support Diddy, or so you defending Diddy, and people were saying that to me because I don't condemn. No, it ain't about Diddy. I don't condemn nobody without proof of nothing. I gotta see proof of stuff before I condemn somebody. I don't know what happened, and ain't nobody word worth a damn to me that damn much. Nobody word is written in stone to me where I just, okay, it came from this person. It's certified. It is, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't know that. So I want to see proof of stuff. And I'm going to call it once I see the proof is there, once I see enough unequivocal, once I can really see, I'm like, okay, yeah, he did that. Like when I seen R. Kelly on that tip, that's bro, that's you. It's nothing you can say. He don't get the benefit of the doubt in no level. And you got people that's trying to give R. Kelly the benefit of the doubt. That shit is on tape. It's on tape. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he doing too much. I'm like, bro, you doing too much, bro, and you doing it. You ain't doing it. You ain't riding for these victims. You ain't in the. And what gets me is so much fake outrage now. People be acting like they so outraged and so, man, if you could be a fly on the wall in these people's houses or a hidden camera in their house, or you could be in their hard drive on their computer or in the memory of their phone, they search history, they cookies, you would be surprised what these people looking at on the internet. You would be surprised what they into and what they doing. But because they not in the frying pan, they got the most to say. It's so much fake outrage. You ain't really feeling no sorrow or no sympathy for the people who may potentially be victims of Sean Combs. You don't care about what happened to Biggie or Tupac. You don't care about none of that stuff. You are strictly trying to smear this man and the public, possibly get him thrown in jail or locked up for the rest of his life because you mad that he humiliated you. And he had your baby mama, got her on tape, had her doing all this sexual stuff. And probably the reason why he went and got her because you've been playing with him so much and trying to make him look bad in the public eye. So he said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the mother of your child and I'm going to do her like this. And that's why you mad, because you can't top him. You can't beat him. You know, you think he cares if you do it to him. He done had it done to him from Suge Knight before. You got to look at it like that. It's levels to this shit. Sometimes people can't not beat you. When someone can't beat you, like people, 50 is basically undefeated. He has basically beaten everybody. He can't beat Diddy. He can't beat Diddy. Diddy had more money than him and everything. So you can't win against a person like that. So you resort to, because really people don't focus on it. But if we really want to fuck with you, yeah, you've been joking on Diddy all these years, but bro, he took your child's mother and had him a nice little run with her. You know what I'm saying? Like they had a nice time together. You know what I'm saying? And we got to stop saying that like these women is she wanted to do it. She obviously enjoyed it too and was paid handsomely for it. You know what I'm saying? So he whatever happened, bro. So technically 50, you took your first L. That's why you like this behind the scene. That's why you won't stop talking about this man. You've been talking about this man for years because you took an L and you trying to get back. When people take an L and they try to be trying to get back, they mad because of how they got did. You trying to get your get back and it ain't working. So you like, okay, he down now. Let's kick him. You try to do anything you can to get this man to get in trouble or get brought up on some charges, all because you mad that he had your baby mama. That's my thing. The intentions behind it. What's up, princess? That's my deal. The intentions behind it. You don't really care about people, somebody that may have potentially been a victim. You don't care about them kids that got trampled. You don't care about Biggie and Tupac and none of that stuff. You doing it over that woman. So as much as we talk about, the white man, this, the white man, that, you know how it is in our community, in the black community. And you got good white people, you got bad white people, you got good black people, is in every race, good and bad. You worse, you just as bad as them bad white folks for what you doing and what you doing, trying to do to that man, and you doing it over a woman. Why it got to be you? It ain't nothing you could do that the courts themselves can't do to him. You know what I'm saying? And that they already, he in jail for what they found him guilty for. He started attacking Fab and Jim Jones, but Fab gave him a few nice bars in freestyle. The girl got a hot shower. Yep. Oh yeah. He was peeing, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've gotten tired of him over the years. Like he just be starting with people, and he got something to say about everything. He don't let nothing go. 50 Cent don't let nothing go. I don't care what it is. He got something to say about everything. He's still messing with Ja Rule. What was this? A couple years ago, Ja Rule had a concert, and he bought the first few rows in the concert so it'll look empty. So you know what I'm saying? Because it probably wasn't packed anyway. Ja Rule Day was years ago, over 20 years ago. So it probably wasn't a full house to begin with. Then you pay for all the front rows, all the tickets to make his show. Why you did all that? You spent your, I don't care how rich I am. You spent your money to pay to empty out the front rows of this man concert. And he ain't even thinking about you. It's over. Why are you so bitter? You did him dirty. And that's why that's some people, it ain't even petty, but some people, when you done like I'm talking about, bro, when that rejection is a motherfucker, when energy ain't reciprocated, that's a motherfucker. Cause I do believe 50 version of things is Ja Rule acted funny toward him, kind of gave him the cold shoulder and was mad with him because he see him in a club and with somebody that robbed him at gunpoint. So 50 was with somebody that robbed Ja Rule, and he seen 50 in the club with him, and he didn't say nothing to the dude, but he mad with 50 like, oh, you with him and he robbed me. That's 50's version of events. Ja Rule's version of events was, oh, I don't know what's wrong with him. I seen him somewhere, and he felt like I gave him the cold shoulder, like I wasn't all like, hey, what's up? And he been doing it, like he been like that ever since. But either way, it's similar. I feel like the truth is a combination of those two. I feel like he gave you the cold shoulder because of who you was with in the club. You know what I'm saying? I believe both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? But either way, that had a profound effect on you to where you started to diss him, and it led to street beef and brawls and everything like that, and them blackballing you from the industry. Now, you got shot up in the wake of all that. You recovered, and you got on your grind and come out with these mixtapes. You signed to Dr. Dre and Eminem, and you became one of the most successful, biggest artists in the history of the rap game. I ain't see no artist debut and come out and be as big as 50 Cent was in 2003. It has never happened since. The biggest thing you could say before that was probably Nelly or DMX or somebody. Other than that, you never seen a rollout like that. So you shouldn't be bitter. Ja Rule has seen better days. You've gone on to do better, even bigger and better, and be big in Hollywood and TV and all this and that, and have successful brand. What are you angry about? What are you mad about? And why you still bringing this man after all these years? You spent your money just to play a joke on him, and I wouldn't have spent my money. I don't care how much I got. He can't out talk Ross, do right. Right. But he don't let nothing go, bro. He say something about everything. I don't care what happened. He got something to say about it on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. He got something to say about everything. And I've just gotten to the point in my life, you know what I'm saying? I'm 40. I'll be 41 on the 12th of January. Birthday coming up. I've gotten to the point, Big Stacks 24, salute. I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, you know what? Like, dude, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you too, you annoying, bro. Like, you need to go, he really need to find him something to do. But laugh now, cry later, bro, because you might be next. Because a lot of the time, these witch hunts, these people don't care what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But there seems to be an affinity for targeting successful black businessmen, moguls that's famous, and tearing them down with, like, who knows, they might be cooking up something for you. You might be next. So while you overjoyed, and salute the Big Stacks 24, while you overjoyed and while you celebrating somebody else's downfall, whether they guilty or not, that ain't your place to do it. While you trying to help sink them even further, you know, you might be digging a hole for yourself. So after you scoop up that last shovel of dirt and turn around and walk away, you better be careful, because there might be something behind you. So we could be sitting there a couple months from now talking about you. Queen is real one. What's up? Salute. How you doing? Yeah, hit them likes for me and share this live out, please. I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah. So shit, you know, like they say, like the old saying goes, not to be so cliche, but you know, laugh now, cry later. Cause they gonna come for all y'all. They trying to get Oprah. They trying to get Jay-Z. They already bought that. They got Tyler Perry in the frying pan. You know what I'm saying? And came and got Smokey Robinson. You know what I'm saying? I get he ain't got money. Like they just he like, no, you still living. No, you still, that's what you get for still living. You still living. He too old. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like they, you know, so you quite possibly could be next. Salute to Queen is real in the chat. Queen is real one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like I said, you know, it could be him next. You might be next. We on deck. What them niggas say? We on deck. You know, I ain't gonna never laugh at nobody. Like I said, they trying to get Oprah. Who else they trying to get out here? Who else they after? Cuba Gooding kind of skated. Did he ever? Is his case over with? You know what I'm saying? Russell Simmons done skated. You know, they after a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whether these people did this stuff or not, man. But you mark my words. You mark my words. Remember this here. Take my voice, a clipping, or whatever. They are going to bring up something. They gonna find something, whether it's straight blaming him or making it up. They gonna find something on 50 before it's all said and done. That's in stone. That's in the cards for him. That's yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's karma. I know karma. Yes, sir. But anyway, man, appreciate everybody that's tapped in. Like I said, I came through just to tell everybody, don't be alarmed by the you see a flood of posts. That stuff is old. Those of you that's been around, you know the circumstances from which all those videos and lives came and the things that was going on during that time to make me make them videos and all that stuff like that. So please don't be offended by it. It was heated moments, and you know, if ain't I'm a ride for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to, and you know, I ain't waiting on nobody to ride for me. I'm a ride for me. You know what I'm saying? You got to ride for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't finna let nobody play me. But that's what that come from. Those is old stuff. All that stuff was in the membership section of the For the Real Only channel. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, stay on the lookout. Stay on the lookout. I told y'all we was getting ready to hit the streets soon with the cameras and everything else. That ain't changed. Um, but yeah, man, appreciate everybody that's been supporting all this time. I don't know what they doing with these watch hours. But I'm it seems like since I've been not posting, seems like I'm getting them from somewhere. I don't know if people watching old content or whatever, but they still coming in, and I'm probably 700 something more, or I need or whatever. But I'm gonna be pulling out a lot of stops, so look for me to be live a little bit more. Look to see stuff, repurposed and remixed and stuff that's been put in private or membership only to resurface, because I remember back in them days when all that stuff was going on. I remember how I used to operate. I'd do a video at somebody going at them, and I would either put it right on private or I would let it linger for a couple hours and then take it down. People used to be like, "Where the video? I don't see it. I don't see it." I'm like, "I took it down." So a lot of that stuff ain't been back out since I did it. So, people will get to watch it for context and clues of what might have been going on. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I appreciate everybody that stopped through here. Queen is real when OG Digital Dre Princess HGTV. Ronnie B. Secret Channel. Jordan YT Haitian Rich. Miss Louisiana. I gotta hit you up. I gotta hit up Big Brad. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody coming through, man. Big IV, Big 4 by the people for the people. And this is For the Real Only channel. It's not a game. It's not a test. It's the real thing. Once again, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can stay tapped in as well. I'm about to get up out of here. The one.